And it was actually their play there. They were the ones who chopped this whole build down. Stretch is going to go ahead and launch pad in. He says, hey, you landed on me. I'm going to go ahead and take you out. And he's going to go ahead and find the elimination onto Acorn. You don't just knock down Stretch, Miro, and Kanata, right? They are playing for high ground. I love what they're doing right now because this is effectively conditioning the pro players to know that we will play for height every single game. That is what they have been doing, and they've been doing it so aggressively. Look at the Chug Cannon playing into play right now as well. This is just meta strategy all starting to come together, and this is what I love about loot changes inside the new seasons. You really start to see things change up, right? You see new types of strategies being played out and different ways that you can be more and more effective. That was a crazy play right there.
Yeah, the launch pad play to take high ground, not something that I was going to say, not something we wouldn't expect. We would expect that from Stretch. These guys are incredible psycho high ground players. Hey, and they could be taken away with it, but right now, ooh, going on Aviv's team, unfortunately being picked up right now, moving over to Magnolia, who's going to have to try and do something. Slack still alive, but they've managed to get a team in the back of their tarp, and it's not looking too good, but no, he is picked up. And that was Slack's team who managed to go in and pick up some eliminations right there, but moving over to Kanata, he sees exactly what has happened, going for that spray down below because they've managed to keep ahead, and they know those players are going to be scuffed all the way at the back of the zone, applying that consistent pressure. That's how they're going to be able to rack up some more eliminations and keep themselves moving, but he's going to have to go down and try and get some form of materials right now because he's only on 22. They're going to have to start looking for walls, and that's exactly what Kanata is made for. He is the best box fighter potentially on the entire region, maybe even in the entire game at this moment. If he manages to go down, get some of those walls, he's going to be able to keep the team moving with those refreshes. Polarized, the exact same situation, but with 0 mats remaining, looking in such a worse position. He finds Goku, hits the big shot, and manages to pick up the elimination on the player at the back of the storm. Only got the siphon mats from that, however, so he's not in the best spot.
All around clean tags, though, here to stay alive right now. For every team that falls, there's going to be placement points involved. Kanata's going to fall on high ground by Sparebow, which means Sparebow, Pose, and Felix, who were on second height, have managed to make their attack for the height play, and it seems like Pose might be successful, but no, you're going against Miro. Miro is ridiculous here. Down goes Felix, and Sparebow, tucked with his tail between his legs, goes running for the hedges, and it's not enough to stay alive here. Miro finds his 4th elimination. He's still alive. He's looking for anything he can find back here just to get some sustainability, maybe even a launch pad, but no, there's not enough material there. It's already sweeped up, and he couldn't get it. Even though, he is a solo here, he's going to go ahead and still stay alive. 7th place is where they fall. Impressive across the board. Sensei, Edgy, and Commandment still up right now. Their style, it's just strong and steady, right? Clean and steady. They're alive. They're in low ground.
We've been watching height this entire day and this entire match so far. You should not be surprised at who is there dominating on low ground. 3 eliminations. They managed to pick up the TNA boys earlier. That's what we saw going down in the feed. They are in a commanding position right now. This is where they're the most comfortable. They're just claiming as much above them as possible, and anyone that's on their layers, they're being picked up. Many people say that if you go into their game, you just do not go into that bottom ground layer because you will be eliminated. That has led to their 5 current eliminations so far, but with this zone starting to go downhill, this is definitely not too shabby for them at all. You're going to continue to see them cone up above, try and claim as much space as possible, because remember, this is currently a 3v2 situation. They are in the advantage. They're going to try to do anything they can, but no, they're starting to take zone takes. Edgy actually goes down. Ager's also down, so it's only DJN left alive on the high ground right now. Going for the Bandy Cannon HP plays, but there may be a heal off player on height. That is the final elimination. DJN actually manages to have the Slurp Cannon moving further back into the zone to keep himself alive, but the HP is ticking down. Both players have the Slurp Cannon. 10 HP, but no! DJN actually ends up going down.
Mechanical plays and being able to do just ridiculous things. He is the reason this team is up right now. Securing the launch pad there, lining up the builds there for his team to get to it, and now they find themselves inside the zone, but there's no build to work with there. Those are all enemies, and now he's going to have to work through this enemy territory too. This is so scary, but the proper decision's been made. They're still alive right now. Enemies are on the rotate here. He's got to get these heals off if he wants to stay up. 16 players remain here, so top 17 for every team that falls now. A placement point will be given out. It is imperative that you stay up now. Every single second is so crucial to your success. Edgy, Commandment, and Sensei, though, they want that first place. They want to stay up there. Kanata and Stretch back on height once again. We knew they'd go for it, and they just found it to be successful once again here.
Didn't quite see where Miro was, though. I think he may have actually been picked up or completely split. But, ooh, big elimination coming out from Bucky now. They've actually lost Macwood, so it's just him and Clicks. They have enough builds, but no, Clicks actually has none in his inventory, so Bucky needs to manage to get down to him, or he is wraps. It's out for him. The big shot comes up. He's stuck down on low ground. There's a full trio down, but low, but it is Bucky, so he manages to get back into the box with Bucky. It's fine. He needs to play slow. Hopefully, Bucky can drop him at least some mats, so he has something to work with here. They're claiming that low ground. Yep.
Ooh, in a big pot.
30. He's now managed to get up to 30. They're in a good spot. Trying to get back, trying to claim as much, but no, the big shot's out. It's Pamstu who's up above, who's pressuring down below onto him. The Click still on 10 white HP, trying to pop the big pot, trying to do anything he can. Goes down for the desperation play, but the huge beam comes out onto Qua at the back of zone, and this is looking good. They've managed to get the refreshes. They're getting their HP up. No match, but they're still looking good.
I don't know how they're still alive right now. They're managed to maintain this some way, but Clicks, he's got another player in sight. And yes, it's the Siphon, and it's the loot, and it's the Chug Cannon there. Everything that he could have asked for puts him right back in the game. I even believe he pulled a little bit of zone favor, as now it's starting to come back the slow way in their direction. So they're back in this competition like they never left. 9 teams remaining here. Stretch is going to fall. That means high ground is no longer safe. There's a new king up top, but Bucky's here. He's working his way up. A player makes the wrong edit. Onto their layer they go. That scope that's down. It's Zlem on the other side of the wall. Kanata manages to defend off high ground, so he is still up here, and he's going a 1-for-1. He's going toe-to-toe on height here, trying to maintain the win. Nosh Avery, though, they bring him down. Booga's here to back him up. The shots are all good, and high ground is now controlled by the best in the business. Booga is here. Sensei, Edgy, and Commandment are on second height, though. And look at Reese, listen, Clicks is still going here. This is why you can't count this kid out.
You cannot count out the big Clicks at all, but he's getting big shots tagged back onto him. But he managed to pick up the one on Zlem. That is but he actually, I think, potentially DC'd, but he is out. It's fine. But Booga also picked up on high, so that's Edgy's team who's managed to take over the high ground. Well, Booga's team ended up having 10 eliminations at that point, I think, before they were completely picked up. But no, Avery left alive as a solo, still high ground, but he falls completely down. Somehow doesn't pick up the elimination. He's getting tagged off, but no, that is actually the victory royale for Threats, Jamper, and Rise. We thought that was actually potential huge clutch. An incredible amount of fall damage actually came out there, and I thought that would be it alone, but no. I'm not sure if they have a launch pad, so if that pulls full east, which it almost definitely will from this position on the zone, then they'll be able to get out here fairly okay, along with Slacks, Acorn, Jack, who are down. But if they don't have a launch pad, this is a really awkward zone. Based on the way that this zone is playing, I think it's pulled completely south. You can see Sent Edgy Commandment going full dead side, which means the full west side where the least players are going to be, so they're going to be trying to rotate in the freest way possible. For the team on height, Osp, NPen, and Polarized, they're going to need to try and get ahead here. I'm not really sure. They seem to have infinite launch pads in their inventory right now, but you really need to be trying to claim ahead as much as possible, because another team's going to be able to build up, and that looks like Jamper's team. Yes, Jamper, Threats, and Rise have managed to get all the way ahead of the zone, and it seems like they're going to be ones who potentially will build up on height here and try and claim it.
Yeah, definitely got to get up top. Polarized here, sitting so high in the sky, and yes, now it's time to get that rotation here. Start to get moving, start to try and find their way inside. Osp and NPen are already on the move. 3 eliminations, not bad by any means, and oh no, the pressure's coming in. They get landed on at the same exact time in NPen. It's actually Gabe, Tahi, and Sprite. It seems like they were the ones that wanted a piece of this high ground here. I'm just trying to ask the question, where's Stretch? Oh, here it is. Stretch is knocked in the feet to Tabs. Okay, so never mind. Miro is up too, though, so Miro gets involved here. He doesn't, or he manages to survive. Stretch gets taken out in the process for the fight for height, and Kanata must be up top as well.
Polarized staying alive as a duo with NPen being completely split, so playing as real solos right now. They managed to get back together. I think that was individual launch pads that they ended up using. Still plenty of materials to their names, still plenty of heals. They're still in a good position to claim more points, but no, Threats is not in a good position. We saw them in such a good spot earlier in terms of on high ground, potentially ahead of zone. The best position in a game at the start of the zone, and it's all gone wrong for them right here. Rise only left alive as a solo with a single elimination. Plenty above Storm Surge. Heals to his name. Plenty of good ammo, plenty of good weapons to his name too, but I'm not going to be very confident about him just because he lost to 2 teammates. But down on low ground, Edgy, Scented, and Commandment still looking awfully good. Plenty of materials. The veteran team that we've been talking about completely in the best position. They've managed not to fully claim low ground yet. They've managed to stay a couple layers above that. But look how solid their tarp is in comparison to every other scuff trio that we've been seeing.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely in the game right now, looking very solid. Here's Paper, though. Pressure on the backside of the zone. 5 elims. Can he find anything before the exit? No. Unfortunately, he is going to go down. It's Frisk, Joji, and Visuals once again on high ground. We've seen them here before, but unfortunately, the last time they were here, they could not close the game out. Is this their lucky draw? Is this finally their time to take the dub for Collazo and crew. Collazo makes it all the way to the end game, also equally after winning the drop. So now we finally get to see Collazo in the end game. That's actually pretty exciting, right? He's going up against Legion, Aegis, and Skittles. But I'm looking down. I see Edgy. Edgy gets taken out to Acorns. This is payback for that second place in the previous game.
Yeah, they managed to get the payback. I did not expect them to go down this early, to be honest. I thought that would be a full trio alive less long. They don't usually lose a member like that, but still, Gabe, Tahi, and Sprite were alive there too. They were going for height earlier. They managed to claim it. Now they've decided to go full low ground, but instead Sparrow get into the back of this tarp, but you got into the back of the wrong tarp. That was Furious who managed to pick up the elimination and completely finish him there. Felix now left alive as a solo, trying to do whatever he can, just trying to go in the back of these players' tarps. Again, it's Furious though, and if that full metal build continually won't break through, he can't take this single stick to the storm at all, in particular when he's getting pressure. But now, no, he has no materials remaining. He's dropped fully down to low ground. If he gets pressured, then he's picked up, and that he is. And it's Slacks who manages to pick them up, who I think is now on high ground.
Yeah, Slacks is looking to play up from up above, and here's Sensei and Commandment, the only two alive inside this trio. No Edgy in the mix there. We already seen him go down. Gabe's gonna find Chimp. XMB's gonna fall there too. Vert finds a full-on Slacks and Acorn. So even if Slacks is still up right now, he's not alive, not in full. Joji and Frisk do not have high ground anymore, guys. It has been completely taken over by Slacks up above. Or now Visuals, actually, scratch that. Visuals is still maintained. Okay, so Joji, Frisk, and Visuals still have control of this game right now. Scented finds Jack, so they put them down once again. Joji now making a move here. There's still 3 players alive here. Where is this last guy? Okay, it's Illis. Illis is in between the builds. You can see even Joji was confused. Like, how is there a guy between us right now? And where is he? They were super cautious with the plays. So for Scented and Commandment, I mean, here it is. Chug Cannon once again. This gives him so much time to play with. Look at that.
He managed to stay on the low ground with that Chug Cannon. Frisk is actually not. Now it's a 2v1 situation. Only Visuals on high ground, but he does manage to have the Chug Cannon for himself. So Visuals healing all the way up. I think Scented is now going to be picked up on low ground. Yes, and it's going to be the victory royale for Visuals, who managed to claim that pretty much all the way through the moving zones. They bounce back, and I got to check their looting path, because every time we've checked in on them, someone in their team has the gold pump. Yeah. Every single time. And I don't know if they've just been getting the god RNG or not, or if they have a path. That would be awfully lucky if they managed to get it from the vending machines, though. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do a little VOD review after that, figure out exactly where they managed to get those from. But Scented Edgy doing something similar to what we saw them do in the previous game, where they claim a low ground position, get the triple, or in this case, a double spray off, and get a nice refresh from that. Because right now, Scented's on 103 builds, still with the launch pad to his name as well, to hopefully get him through this first moving, a large tarp to work with. Even as a duo, they still manage to do all the same things they're doing as a trio so well. And let's be real, we can never count these guys out, even as a duo.
Yeah, you can't ever count them out. Avery, Nosh, and Bugha as well, you cannot count out. Listen, chat, I see you guys, you know, giving Bugha all the slack, but this man is still in top 7. He's got it going on, baby. Look at this. He's going to get landed on and mechanically skilled. He manages to escape here. You can't help but be a fan at this point. Who's on high ground, though? Kanata makes the stat for height. It's a battle for height. Kanata versus Avery. Can Avery defend? Play close attention to Avery's HP bar. Here it is. Inside the box he goes. Beautiful tag here. And now he's got the backup. Bugha is here to back him up. Kanata's onto white HP. It's going to take 2 to beat him. But Kanata gets dance stun in the process. And there it is. Avery's going to go as far as going into the storm for the upgraded shotgun. He's not going to let that one go to waste. Nosh now trying to stay up too. What's happening here? Slacks, Jack, and Acorn take height amongst all that chaos, and Stretch is left with barely anything to work with. My gosh.
We've seen this over and over again today in this tournament, where Acorn, Slacks, and Jack are just going for height at the end of that second moving zone, and they're doing it so efficiently, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're so able to get these eliminations. I think that's Sparebow getting tagged for the surge. No, he was, but now he's managed to be alone at the back of Storm by himself. I think it's just, Nosh left as a solo, actually. So Bugha and Avery have been fully picked up. At this point, Nosh is using the pad to try and get ahead as much as possible. Only 6 builds to his name. He needs to try and get this big paw off if he wants any chance of getting any eliminations, but no, he's getting pressured. 3 builds left to his name now. He has only nothing pretty much to work with, but no, Scented is picked up, so that's our first place team down right now, as we still go back to Nosh, who is in the same spot. He's at the back of zone. He's going to try and break through this fully built metal. If he tries to get into the back of someone's tarp, this is probably the biggest opportunity for him to pick up any eliminations and keep him moving. He's going through the woods, super easy to break through. They know these players are probably scuffed though, and it's a full tarp. It's Kalk's full tarp. No. They haven't noticed yet. They have not noticed. He's going for the full headshot, so the 94 damage, and it's not going to work out for him on good steps.
Why at this point? Why did you even do it? You might as well just stood there. They didn't know you were there, man. But first place team down is what I really want to focus on, because that 16-point buffer that they had now officially has been cracked open for Acorn, Jack, and Slacks, who have the strong position of the high ground. It's the supreme spot to be in right now. Clicks making big work, though, of Tahi. Hello, Tahi. Bye-bye, Tahi. Clicks is on the move right now. 3 eliminations so far. Ooh. 124 right there through the build. Game gets put down, too. Clicks is just crazy with it when he starts to connect. And here it is, our third place team still up as well. 4 eliminations. And again, I want to stress the fact that first place team is down, which means all of these placement points are now officially opening up the leaderboard to become closer and closer for the top 5. And XMB finds another one. No need for Vert or Chimp here. XMB has got this all under control. He's on the cruise control here. Can he find the next pump that he needs? 100, not enough here. And now we're inside top 3 here. Top 2 now as Illis falls. Slacks and Jack on height. Rise, Threat, and Jamper looking for another victory royale here. Can they find it?
Seems to be a 2v3 situation. Jax and Slacks on height. They have actually lost Acorn at this point. But Rise, Jamper, and Threat still alive as a full trio down below. They're trying to break through. They have almost no materials to work with, and pressure coming out from Jack and Slacks on height is maybe too much, but because it's going through all of these old builds, there's time to breathe. There's a breather slot. Jax manages to throw that medkit up to Slacks, so Slacks is going to be going for the heal play. We're going to be look potentially for Jack to push down and try to go for some of these eliminations, do whatever he potentially can here. But the medkits also are down on below, because this could be an equal heal play. I haven't seen any of the medkits, but nice. No, that's Jack picked up, so Slacks is alive as a solo. He's not going to be able to pop a medkit, but he does manage to actually have the chug cannon up on high. He's going to take zone as much as he can, but Threats isn't taking any tags. He's going to have to go for shots to try and back this up, and this seems to be Threats' game to win. I don't think they're taking enough shots. You have to be able to get, potentially goes for the elimination. Nice. Threats is down, but no! And it's going to be the victory for Rise's team at this moment. Threats. So what can they do with that? That's the question.
Game on height.
Now, you know, we've seen them be chomped out game number 1 from Slacks, Acorn, Jack in this position. We need to make sure that they're doing exactly the same thing. And I've just seen in the elimination feed, Edgy has picked up Macwood. So when I'm saying they were finally in a good spot, all 3 of them can stay together as a trio. Macwood has been picked up. Archie already seeing it from Clix' POV. Bucky also picked up 2. So Clix yet again left alive as a solo for, I think, the 3rd game in a row now. I'm thinking he'll still pop off, pick up a couple of eliminations, but again, it's tough. This is a trios mode. He needs to have his teammates with him to keep himself moving as much as possible.
Yeah, gotta stay up right now, and we know they know how to do it best. Here it is, XMB, Vert, and Chimp still alive in the game, gonna lead the early rotate. They land on second height, so Vert, Chimp, and XMB do not want anything to do with that low ground area. They're trying to get a piece of this high ground here. Clix barely has any HP. He's still alive, though. Alive and well, and now, down they come. There's XMB and Vert right in front of him. Nosh and Avery here to the right. Stretch. When he gets a little bit of a distance out, fortifies himself right back up, and this is risky. I mean, he's got the material, but how much is he willing to invest here? Okay, I thought I was going to go back and build to the old builds. He's second-guessed that. Good play on him, too.
He saw another team trying to build up, trying to go for it. He went back so that his team could connect to him at that point, which exactly they did from either Canada or from Miro on high ground. They got the connection off. They managed to maintain it all the way up, which is a super, super clean play from them. But ooh, Kwa, Paper now picked up at the back of the zone, only leaving Nico left alive on the low ground. And in this lobby, you don't want to go on the low ground. You know who's haunting players here. You see the second commandment Edgy will be in this position, and they will be coming for a solo like Nico. That's 32 builds plus Siphon that they will be ready for if they see someone down in this kind of scuffed position. But it's not looking so good for him. He's only got the beautiful weapons in the inventory, the loadouts, but nothing else. He has not got the materials or the teammates to make himself keep moving through.
Look at this. We get to see it from Miro's perspective right now. He's trying to look for an opportunity, see if he can find any beams. Nothing just yet. The lobby just melting right now. 36 players. Storm Surge is active. And the pressure is on for everyone down low with that number tag next to their name. Stretch is going to go ahead and reconnect here now, fortifying up the build. And that is it. They're basically clear as day here to walk this one all the way through. What team will have enough heart to go ahead and recontest high ground? We've seen it before. There's always that one ambitious squad that comes up. But we've also seen simple things happen, right? Teams just go ahead and cruise out. This lobby being very passive so far today. And honestly, one of the more stacked ones, like I mentioned earlier. Really starting to change up the pace. Sensei, Edgy, and Commandment, though, find their 5th elimination. Edgy goes down again. Oh, no. The misplace coming through. Sensei doesn't win that fight. Uncharacteristic. of the team right here to be dropping the ball. It seems like Tilt is starting to settle in. This might be the worst placing game for this trio here, but no. Sensei and Commandment get back with one another. Chug Splash, always inside the inventory. They manage to find it time and time again.
They managed to lose an opponent. Obviously lost Edgy earlier on. They didn't manage to get a good lair like they usually do. They usually claim so much space, but they were stuck at the back of the zone because they were getting pressured. So that messed them up a little bit. Now they've only got 8 and 2 builds respectively. They do have the Chug Cannon, like you mentioned, Scented going both for the medkit play actually. This is them doing it at 12 teams remaining. This medkit play alone has already gained them 2 more layers down into the spot. There's 10 teams remaining instead of 12 there was before. They still have the Chug Cannon too, so they're stuck at the back of the zone. This is an elimination coming out onto Bully as well, so that's yet again another point. Those little things are going to gain them so many points. This is them moving back in the zone. They are unfortunately just deleted at that point, but that was gone from 12th all the way up to 9th just with a nice medkit play.
That wasn't bad at all. Another top 10 finish for them and a big chunk of elims as well as they were managing to just scrap things up. XMB in the low ground though, his teammate goes down to the backside of the zone. That power shotgun, not enough though. And here, he has a player super lit up. The one tag, yes, the siphon's gonna be good. It's beautiful. And that's onto Clicks, who is once again a solo by himself, just trying to figure things out here. XMB finally goes down. 2 players remain here. Miro, Stretch, and Kanata are the only players up on high ground here, and it's gonna be a free.
And that is not what you want to see. The worst thing you could possibly happen is being knocked flying during 50-50. But here we go. Here's everyone launch padding in. We start to see them all fly at the same time. I actually don't see them in the sky at all, so I think they may have already hit the rotate. Yeah, they've done it while I was talking about it. Veteran players at all. But look, you can see every single player flying through the sky getting beamed. Ooh, the big pump shot comes out into Commandment. He's now 1 or 2 HP left. He's gonna have to slow things down a little bit. Yep, okay, the pressure doesn't come out. They have those med kits. They're always carrying med kits because they have plays like this for the heal off and for situations like this too. But no, Muzz is left in the zone, so they did manage to get the heal off, and it's Acorn, Jack, and Slack who are managing to be the ones pressuring them, along with Looter and Clicks alive as well.
They could not get that knock onto Muzz. Unfortunately, another snipe 2 response here onto Acorn. This is so unfortunate for them. It's like every time they get situated, a sniper shot comes in, and I mean, for our first and second place teams, it's got to be a heart-skipping moment right there when you can almost feel the game slip away. If you get sniped out and you get finished, that's it. It's going to be tough for your teammates to conclude and finish out. But wait, this is going across the stacks. This is a nightmare zone, guys, and it could really end badly for everyone involved, but it's okay. They get there. Sensei, Edgy, and Commandment pull first moving. Oh no, actually, they have to make the rotate. They just based up on the outer edge, so it's a full moving they have to make right now. Y'all, they're thinking about it. They're going to hit the launch pad here.
They're going to hit the launch pad. They're cleared above them. Boom. They notice it. As soon as that zone starts moving, they'll do the exact same to get as far ahead as possible. They may try and reuse the pad or just try to land ahead and fly using the stacks, but too many players try to do that. No. Classic strategy, trying to get ahead as possible. They're going to go for tags on anyone who's using the stacks, which is a lot of players. As you can see, it's Qua that starts to go up. Slack, Acorn, Jack, there's our other team. They are managed to
99 below.
48 below now. At this point, they're going to have to start trying to box fight someone, but so many people are going to be flying at this point. They either have to loop up. 154 below now, too.
They are proper below the surge right now. Like, they have to really get active here. It's Colazzo's team who's the focus here. They find some tags. That's not enough. 20 seconds until the judgment of the Storm Surge starts to come in and Sensei makes the call. No, we cannot stay behind these builds. We need to stay out here. We need to have lines of sights. We need to be around players. And he's going to go in and lead them all the way out to the edge here. He tries to cut off Colossus' team, but they're already gone. And now they're on that uncongested side. They're on the dead side right now. Where do you focus? Where's the next team? Acorn, Jack, and Slash are on height. We already know they've looked up. They've been spotted out. But my gosh, bigger problems are left up ahead here as the surge is now active. Acorn, Jack, and Slacks have the high ground here. They're in the surge. 4 players are going to go down right now, and it is happening. Edgy, no shield there as you saw it. Scented, under fire right now, 73 below, and they are the 3 players of the teams that are underneath the surge here. That's a great tag, but still, just barely above now. Oh my gosh, can they hold out here?
They're barely above. Now they're back below again, continuing to get tagged. If they get tagged all the way on, that's
like
instant out. You cannot res them. You do not want to go down to a Storm Surge in your final game by any means. Scented trying to make his way, but no, he goes down to Storm instead. He took 1 tick, so it's just Scented and Commandment left alive. They're now above Storm Surge, but Scented is actually still in. They could actually potentially get the reboot. No, but he falls all the way down to the low ground instead.
He's got to make a move here. Edgy's going to throw back up. Now it's time to go ahead and leave Sensei behind. He tried his best. He was the greatest teammate you could ask for, but unfortunately could not make the builds onto Commandment. One small misplay, and now Edgy's just eating zone here. It's every man for themselves here. Acorn is still alive and healthy up atop with Slacks and Jack. They have that under control. This is going to be about who can go the distance, who can actually go. Wait, Kanani and Stretch are also popping off right now. They're still alive. Edgy's down. Commandment's down, and no, that is it. They will not be able to win this tournament. It is officially out of their reach. Stretch and Kanata can still do this potentially, though. But our ex-FNCS champions, they're up above here, Reese. They have the best odds at walking away with this $10,000 win.
I don't think it's going to be possible for anyone to beat Acorn, Slacks, and Jack, but if someone's going to do it, it's got to be Commandment and Stretch right now, who are pressuring down on low ground, going for any big eliminations. The big 80 tag shot on the player down below, trying to pickaxe through, trying to use that box fighting prowess that Stretch has. The pig's not coming out. Kanana is down, but no, Stretch picks up one on Shark. Knight down there too. Big pump onto him, and Clarity's still on. He's trying to stay in the back of the box. He's going through the old tarp. He's getting ticked by zone. 3 HP. He can only take 1. He manages to get back in. He gets to chill out a little bit. He has that 4 builds. No, he's getting pressured all the way from Pose. Crowd goes through. He has to make a play. He can't hold that wall too much. He only has the 1 build remaining. The players down below him too.
That's it.
Trying to go out. Trying to take his time. Things are slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, right here. Clicks is above. No, Clicks is going to shut down the dreams here alongside Bucky. They jump on in and they take him out. That's going to be their 7th elimination. And that will officially be the winning moment here for Jack, Slacks, and Acorn. Is now they have their 2 elims. They have the high ground. They have out-survived all of their opponents, and all they have to do now is continue to pad the stats here, Reese. I mean, talk about a phenomenal day and way to stay consistent and also find the elims in the process. Jack comes down. He finds 1. He's not going to do this without a fight here. Clarity gets tagged there too. That should be enough. And a double chug cannon play up top for the W as Jack's on the hunt down low. Should be just enough here as Clicks is going to be the last elimination to close things out. And that will be a 5 elimination game away as they take home that final win and actually get a win on the board. Sensei, Edgy, and Commandment take another 2nd place. At this point, I'm tired of calling it. Kanata, Miro, and Stretch
consistently saw Acorn, Slacks, and Jack managing to make their way in every single end game.